peg to another, you know, if they're all in the same line. So he's done a really good job here. The A peg is a little bit tilted down, a little bit, not much. I saw some big discrepancies. So that's something you know, all need to make sure. And what I would advise is before you fit the pegs and you're drilling the holes, drill them small, because it's really easy to get it off a little bit, right?
Sure.
So if it's drilled small, you've got enough room to correct.
The taper, yeah, the taper will work. You can work it any way you want.
You can move it,
Sure.
and you can move it with your reamer by holding the crook of your hand into the reamer and applying pressure on the side that you want it to cut more, and then even it out. So you always want to get the shaft of the peg. He's done a really nice job. See how they're polished, they're smooth. A lot of the pegs I saw, there's like big chips out in the wood. I mean, you see it on a lot of instruments, but these are things, if you're going to do a competition, you have to be very careful about. And the other thing is, the peg should be evenly, the distance from the peg box to the collar should be an even distance. And preferably, I didn't even bring rulers or calipers or anything along to do this. I'm just using my eyes. But generally, I like to see on a new instrument about 11 or 12 millimeters here. Some of them were way out, some of them were way in. So you could do a workshop where you talk about these details for a competition, because it's all very easy information to come by. There's lots of books and pamphlets which give this. And you could have, you know, a little tally sheet, you know, that you use before the competition. Are my pegs straight? Are the shafts any chips, or are they not polished?
Question, Chris?
Yeah.
Should the distance from the box to the collar on the A peg be the same as the distance from the box to the peg on the G peg? Be the same distance, or do you want to make the ends of the pegs?
That's a matter of style.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to, you can leave these pegs slightly farther out to sort of balance. Or if you want to just, if you want to like leave them all 11 millimeters and the peg box tapers, then these are going to look a little further in, even though the distance is the same. Either one is okay with me, but what I want to see is some consistency. I don't want to see one that's like 5 millimeters inside, another one's 12 millimeters, because it just looks too haphazard.
And can I also say that as a player, I've gotten to the point now where I use internally geared pegs, because a lot of pegs are just not polished to the point where you can create a good surface when you turn it. So, you know, it's not smooth enough. You go beyond the frequency you want or below the frequency, you can't get it right on, and you have to resort to pushing the string, you know, to get it just
Well,
slightly
of course, it
more.
makes it a little bit easier to judge if the pegs are traditional pegs and fit that way rather than using mechanical pegs. And I saw a few that were mechanical pegs in there.
As soon as you see a tuner get up, stand up, and they lift their shoulder up,
Yes.
and they're going like this,
And
you
I
know
have
you're
to
in
do that
trouble.
all the time.